Coming up next on the CHGO Cubs podcast, what can Brown do for you? How about stop a 4-game losing streak? Plus, Ian Happ delivers the big bomb and a little gasolina. CHGO, let's go. Hey, Chicago, what do you say? It's the CHGO Cubs podcast presented by Bet365, where winning is everything. And Toyota, let's go places. The Cubs avoid the sweep, and we are live from the Xfinity Loft. That's right, Luke Stuckmeyer, Joey Christopoulos, Justin Roman, and Sarah running the ones and twos.
Go Cubs.
Ooh, quick.
Go Cubs. A 2-0 win, avoiding the sweep. Just in time for the Crosstown, which we will also preview in this. We will talk about Mr. Happ. We will talk about the offense. We will talk about the importance of avoiding a sweep. But first, shall we talk about Mr. Ben Brown?
He was
and
great.
Is he in your triangle of trust for this rotation?
He's been there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, if you followed this show, even in the offseason, I've always been a big fan of Ben Brown, you know, and I guess I never really truly knew what he was going to be for this team. Was he going to be like a fireman, puts out, multi-inning reliever? Was he ever going to be a closer? Was he going to be a start? I don't think any of us really knew what his role was. Interesting that he became a really good high-leverage reliever for us. And then Horton goes down. Boyd goes down. Steele's not coming back anytime soon. And the one thing I'll turn to is that Tommy Hotovy was on, and I want to say maybe the score, I don't know. And he had said that he's still looking at Ben Brown as a starter. And this was when people were healthy. And that stuck out at me. Like, they still look at him as a potential starter. And you can see why. I mean, the problem before with Ben Brown was he had 2 pitches. Well, he's added to that now. And you can't sit on one or the other because he's got more options, you know? And I'll tell you what, man, he looks really, really good. We've always agreed that his ceiling is sky high, potential is sky high, and the guy has been put into the rotation. He's slowly getting stretched out, but he's looked amazing in this rotation, hasn't he?
Yeah, not going to get ahead of myself, but it's okay to get excited.
Okay, thank you.
It's okay to get excited about what Ben Brown has done so far this year. And Luke, when you fronted the question with the circle of trust in the rotation.
Triangle of trust.
Triangle of trust.
Oh,
wait, I thought that was for the bullpen. There's another same shape
there's
for the...
also the trust tree.
Oh, the trust tree. Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of trust.
In the land of trust, Ben Brown, what he's done this year has been so impressive because, as you said, Justin, go back to where spring training was, and sure, Tommy Hotovy wants him to be in the rotation, right? But Ben Brown has had to earn every single inning and pitch that he has gotten so far this year. He started off this year as a bridge guy, a guy that can come in after a starter for 2 innings, 5th, 6th inning. Okay, Ben Brown, couple shutdown innings there. All right, let's keep doing that. Then Craig Counsell starts falling in love with, let's go multiple innings all the time with Ben Brown. How can I utilize this? How can I leverage it? How can I deploy it whenever I want? And then as the injuries began to mount more and more, then all of a sudden it was, Ben Brown, can you pitch in the 8th inning for me? Can you pitch in the 9th inning for me? He continues to get the job done there. And now, almost a full circle where he started last year, now in the starting rotation, 8 shutout innings across 2 starts. Luke, they would be, I don't think I'm going to doubt any part of this, they would be not on the smart side if they pulled him from the rotation right now. This is definitely like, let's see how far this can go, because if it can become something substantial, and we're seeing Ben Brown become the pitcher that he is right before our very eyes that we all thought he could become, all of a sudden this rotation starts looking a lot different.
Yeah. And that's 2 starts, 8 innings, no runs, 1 hit.
It's great.
Good.
It's great.
Very good. And I'll even take the 4-inning stuff. Like, I know that's all that really Counsell was looking for in this game is 4 innings. Would I like to see 5 innings in his next start? Sure, we could go up to that. But if he keeps giving you 4 innings, no runs, and you can go to the bullpen and turn it over and hope that the offense is doing more than 1 or 2 or no runs in a game, then that's more than enough for a guy that wasn't even in the rotation when it started. Now, eventually, I'd like to see him.
5,
Yeah,
6.
I'd
right.
like to see him widen that out and increase the amount of time that he's on the mound. But let's take it. I see a lot of people in the live YouTube chat saying keep him in there. That looked good.
I have some great stats on him too, really fast. Ben Brown, he's been one of the best pitchers in baseball. Honestly, this season,
been real good.
He has a 1.60 ERA, third in MLB, right? His whip is 5th in baseball. His K percentage is 26.4. His walk percentage is 7.8. And his home runs per 9 are 0.27, 8th in MLB. This is for pitchers that have at least 30 innings. So he's in the top of these lists. Now, listen, it's not his fault that he wasn't a starter the whole time, right? So his numbers are less like when it comes to innings than other guys.
Right.
But listen, as a reliever, as a long reliever, as a multi-inning reliever, and as a starter, you're looking at one of the best pitchers in baseball right now, and the talent is definitely there, so I don't think it's an outlier.
And these have been, he's done it against the Braves and the Rangers. His next start
Oh, I know.
will be against the Brewers.
He likes to pitch against
a
them.
team that he's done very well
Yeah.
against. Now,
Yes.
knock on wood, that continues, but that's a team where we've seen some of his best stuff.
Absolutely.
So I would like to see him now go from 1 good start, 2 good starts, 3 good starts. Now you're starting to build a foundation for a guy that could be a piece of your rotation.
Well, and the key to that is, what is the key to becoming a starting pitcher, become a lasting starting pitcher in Major League Baseball? Being able to conquer the lineup the second time through. The third time through, that's starting to be kind of debunked, right? We don't see a lot of pitchers face a lineup anymore the third time anymore, and that's why guys are sort of stretched down a little bit. But yeah, can you get him up to 70 pitches? Can you get him up to 80 pitches? I was also really impressed today, too, as well, that they ran a stat there, too, that he didn't throw his sinker until the 20th pitch of the game.
Love it.
That had been a big new flashy toy that he could throw out there in his arsenal over the course of this season. The fact that he was able to lay off of it, I think a lot of that reason too as well. They had a lot of left-handed hitters in the lineup. That sinker is mostly for the righties, but the fact that he was like, oh, I can't necessarily use my pitch tonight, and still go out there. He passed the eye test. And Luke, to your point, the fact that he did against the Braves, you cannot take that away.
No.
They are a good baseball team. They are a really, really good offensive baseball team. Just look at some of the numbers on their baseball card right now. So Ben Brown, more confidence building every single start. You just want to see where it goes. Ride it.
It's always been about the consistency
Right.
of Ben Brown. I know it's been about trying to find another pitch, yes.
Right.
But he has shown against good teams that he can be a really good pitcher.
Yes.
The Brewers last year, the Braves tonight, the Rangers the start before that. We've seen it. Now we've seen it in back-to-back games. I would love to see that third one come next week against the Brewers.
Yeah.
And I would say this. I was actually willing to give up a sweep to the Braves if it meant sweeping the Brewers. But now I'm greedy. Now that they
Yeah.
got one
Yeah.
against
You
the
want more.
Braves,
Well,
now I want more
yeah,
of that
yeah.
against the Brewers.
I mean, this was a really strange road trip. The fact that they are 2-4 right now, heading home to Chicago to play 3 games at the rate, it isn't the best case scenario, but the fact that, Justin, that there were these bookend wins that you can feel good about,
Yeah.
with a middle that was manure for the most part, at least
Right.
offensively.
Right.
And the part that you can also maybe walk away is you start to, last night was a really tough loss. The chat was feeling it. We were feeling it last night. The offense isn't where you want it to be, but the fact that they won 2-0 tonight, and in between those losses, that 4-game losing streak, it wasn't like they were losing 9-1.
No.
You know what I'm saying? They were in a lot of these ball
The
games.
pitching's
It's
been
just
great, yeah.
offense has been a problem. Yeah, pitching came up again huge tonight to go 2-4 on a road trip. And let's see what you can do at the rate this weekend.
I feel like I'm doing one of my spots here, one of my commercials, because the baseball season is very long. But that's
Yeah.
true. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a long season. There are a lot of ups and a lot of downs. And you're seeing it in real time. They win 10 games in a row. Then they lose 3. People are freaking out. Oh, what'd they do? 10 games in a row. Lost 4, right? I mean, and it's you can't overreact. Like, when they were winning 10 games in a row, did I think they were the best team in the history of baseball? No. They're very, very good, though. When they have lost 4 games in a row, do I think that they're horrible and we should DFA everybody? No, you got to keep a level head. One more thing I want to say about Ben Brown. Ron in the chat had said that Ben Brown's got that dog in him, and that you can't. There's not a number there. There's not like a stat for that. But I agree. I think that Ben Brown's one of those like guys that can be like he's got that like ace makeup where he's got that dog in him, right? Where I think that obviously stretch him out where he needs to be, but he's somebody I think that's got the makeup and the talent and the potential and then the mindset to be really good in October, you know? So very, very happy. 7 Ks in 4 innings. I mean, the guy did everything asked of him. The only knock on him, and it's not even his fault, is he can't go deeper yet because we're stretching him out. You know what I'm saying? So imagine when you get a fully stretched out Ben Brown, sky's the limit.
You know, I think things don't rattle Cade Horton.
Yeah.
I had seen early in his career Ben Brown have one small thing kind of unravel into an inning. I think it's one of the improvements I've seen in addition to other things so far this season is that if something goes wrong, a walk, it doesn't have to be a disastrous inning. He can recover. He's looked really, really good. And by the way, the bullpen, let's give him some credit.
Yes, please.
Milner, Maton, Webb, Gasolina.
Oh, man.
Okay. Didn't have it yesterday. And we were saying, that's going to happen. But tonight, you handed it over.
Yep.
And the bullpen did their job.
We put up a 0 against the best team of baseball. You know what I'm saying? Like our staff, our starter, and our bullpen pieces all put up a goose egg against the best team in baseball. That's super impressive.
Best record in baseball, if I can, because I think we can hang with them. I really do. We just didn't play a good series in Atlanta. And Luke, to what you were saying too, I thought it was really impressive. I'm forgetting who the hitter was, but he had like a 9 or 10 pitch like battle royale with a guy and didn't back down. That was really cool to see. And then he finished the inning. Yeah. We had another moment where Ben Brown unravels. But yeah, today, what is it? May 15th, May 14th, May 15th, whatever the date is today.
14th.
But today was almost the first time I think Craig Counsell was able to, you know, maybe when he's sitting there on an island on a vacation over the winter and he's writing up how he would like it to maybe go with his bullpen and he draws it up and it's, I'll just do Holby, I'll do Maton, I'll do a little Webb, and then I'll get it to Daniel Palencia. I think it was the first game of the season where they were able to just do that, play out that formula. And I think this was also the first opportunity that Daniel Palencia has been in that save, gotta have it situation. You've been fighting tooth and nail all game long. You got a 2-0 lead. Your offense has been terrible. You're on the road, and he came in and he shut down the door. It wasn't even a question. Almost had an immaculate inning. Yeah. So from a bullpen perspective, it was the first time they got a chance to kind of roll it out like that a little bit.
Isn't it weird how it works? And I know I'm a little more in tune to this because he's on my fantasy team. We only got 4 players.
Very tuned.
Right.
It seems like he hasn't pitched this year. It's like he can't get into games.
At first, I felt like they were saving him for like a save opportunity, and they weren't coming because we were scoring a lot of runs or whatever. And then there was an injury, right? So,
yeah, but after that,
but they were easing him into it, and the whole. So like you're not wrong. I think also they were mindful of the WBC. That was a weird thing, kind of like let's just ease him into the season. Because would you rather him saving a game or maybe like taxing his arm at the end of April or in October, right? So I think there's some of that going on as well. But I got to tell you guys, and I said it out loud as we're watching the game, when he came in, he just looked literally unhittable. I know he gave up a hit, whatever, but those first 2 batters, he looked unhittable. And I was sitting back thinking to myself, I haven't felt this good about a Cubs closer since probably Chapman. I mean, like, Palencia comes in, and we finally got a guy who's throwing like 101, 102, and like guys are taking ugly swings, And I will say, I believe it was Austin Riley who got the hit, right? Palencia fell behind 3-1 against him. And one growth moment for me was, you're up 2-0, don't walk him. Don't walk him. You cannot, as a closer, walk anybody, right? And I know he ended up getting a hit, but I was actually really happy that Palencia didn't back down and made him earn that on base, right? Because a walk is just, it's you're playing with fire. In this case, he earned his, Riley earned his spot on the base. I really like that for Palencia. And either way, close it down. But I'll tell you what, those first 2 batters, and just overall, I just feel like when he comes into a game, it's honestly feeling like game over, and I love that.
Now the next step is, if they're in a close game tomorrow night, does he pitch? Yes. Are we at that point where we're ready to go back-to-backs? Once he goes back-to-back and he looks dominant, I'm down to say, rock and roll, all that good stuff. I also just think him being back allows some of these guys to start fitting into their roles that I think that they were intended to have when the season started. What's been interesting is they went Maton 7th inning, Webb 8th inning. Both got the job done. But again, fitting these guys more into their roles so they can start to settle in a little bit, because Daniel Palencia, the big bad closer, is at the end of the game. That's when you start getting a little bit more of that consistency too as well. So that's also a positive out of what's been a tough road trip.
All right, we'll talk offense. We'll talk Ian Happ after the break. It's the CHGO Cubs Podcast.
We're all looking for ways to stand out at work, whether you come in early so your boss sees you, you stay late and let him know about it. There's a bagel shop by my house. I brought in bagels for the whole staff, trying to, make my impression here a little bit. I'm still a little new, so
It worked.
Were they good?
Oh, they were delicious.
What if I told you there's an easy way to save your company hundreds of thousands of dollars? Just sign up for a free facility assessment from ComEd. Their engineer will give you free insights and actions that could help save your business on energy costs. Basically, they'll create a plan and help you stand out and your business save for free, right? Your boss will save you money. It's all about the bottom line, right? Visit ComEd.com/facility assessment to learn more. Actual savings will vary based on customers' usage and rates. Again, it's ComEd.com/facility assessment to learn more. What's better, saving hundreds of thousands of dollars or cinnamon raisin bagels, Asiago cheese bagels?
Oh.
Take your pick.
That's how you stand out, Justin. Hey, Cubs fans, whether it's on the field or in your financial life, and trust me, both of those, I'm crushing in them right now. The best teams win by delivering excellence at every level, and that's why at Old National Bank, they believe that every play matters, from everyday checking to long-term planning and commercial banking. Their team is there to build momentum and help you move the ball forward, and it all starts with a plan that's tailored to you by professionals to get your goals. From simple tasks to bigger financial moments, you can count on them to coordinate your needs with steady, knowledgeable guidance that brings clarity and confidence to each step. It's a partnership designed to help you feel supported not just today, but well into that future. So whether you're celebrating a win, hopefully we got one of those, rebuilding after a tough loss, we've had plenty of those this week, or gearing up for whatever comes next, get back with your tools, insights, and an expert crew that's always in your corner. That's right. It's the name that you know and love. It's Old National Bank, member FDIC. Old National Bank, where relationships and results converge, and that's where they matter.
Back on the CHGO Cubs Podcast, presented by Bet365. Winning is everything. And Toyota, let's go places. We are live in the Xfinity Loft. We will be again tomorrow. We also will have a watch-along tomorrow over in the old Sunnyside Lounge with the Sox. A Crosstown shared watch-along.
Poor Sean's got to watch the game with us three. He's outnumbered.
It's 3-on-1.
3-on-1 tomorrow.
That's how we watch the games anyways.
Yeah,
he watches one TV, we watch the other. So we will do a watch-along, live watch-along tomorrow. We will do a separate Cubs-only post-game show.
We kick Sean out at that point. We just do our...
Sean gets booted.
Yeah.
And we put him out on the balcony, and he does something outside.
Right.
No, he'll have a studio, too.
Yeah, he'll do a show, too. Hopefully our show will be happier. I hope our show is a happier show after a Cubs victory, let's hope.
One thing I know
Sox
is
are riding high.
They are.
It's going to be fun.
we got better Cubs merch. Have you seen our merch lately?
Oh,
have you
nice.
seen the merch?
Do
Sick
tell.
trip.
The new
Show
Friday
me.
120 stuff. We got the 2 hoodies. We got it in blue. We got it in green. We got it in a T-shirt. We got the 1060 West Addison Cubs address T-shirt. The powder blue alternate flag, if
Lovely.
you will. And we have 2 new lids. Check it out. Get ready for your next Friday 120 club. That will be nice, too. But tomorrow, we'll be watching. It is, I believe the beef truck's going to be here.
Yeah.
The beef truck's going to
Big
beef
day.
it up for us.
Big day.
We're going to have beefs in every hand. It's going to be something else.
Our tummies are going to be so big.
Yeah, it's gonna be spectacular. Tonight was, though, too, and we have the drive of the game brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. This has to go to Mr. Ian Happ.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say it's time for a big apology because we've all done them already. Everybody's done them. They've done them in the bleachers. They've done them on the north side. They've done them on the west side. They've done them in Old Town. They've done them in Wicker Park.
In this chair, too. I did it in
They've
this chair.
done them in this studio,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The apologies to Ian Happ, who now leads the team with 10 home runs. I'm going to tell you right now, the Cubs offense is not fixed,
No.
but they got 2 runs tonight.
They got more than our team.
I mean, they had 2 extra base hits in this series. The Happ homer and the homer by Bregman. That's not good.
No.
But Ian Happ now has 10 home runs. Bryce Terang leads the Brewers with 6.
Interesting.
Terang's
You
having
can
a
make
very
the
good year.
stats say a lot of cool things. What do these 3 names have in common? Bryce Harper, Ellie De La Cruz, and O'Neill Cruz.
They have home runs.
They also are tied with Ian Happ in home runs. He's got the same amount of home runs as
crazy.
Bryce Harper.
It's crazy.
Okay? He's got the same amount as Ellie De La Cruz. He's got more than Bryce Terang. And he has 3 more home runs than which player in the National League?
Shohei Ohtani.
That is correct.
Sitting on 6.
Wow.
Ian Happ
7.
has 3 more home runs this season than Ohtani.
Crazy.
Now,
Crazy.
he's not pitching.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying he is Ohtani. I'm just letting you know, for all of us that think Ohtani walks on water, and he does.
He does.
He's got 3 less home runs than Ian Happ, the guy that I see people want to DFA at least 3 times a week in this chat.
You know, Ian Happ is he's a good ball player. And I think the one thing I've been consistent about is that he's not a superstar ball player, but he's a really, really good ball player. The thing I think that
And that's how he's paid.
Yeah, and me and the rest of the chat feel like is he's just very streaky. You'll see him have some really bad at-bats on top of each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, he'll be cold for a while, and then I feel like Dumb and Dumber. And then he goes and totally redeems himself with something like this, right? This was a big home run. It was a 1-0 game. You don't feel good about a 1-0 game. When he hit that home run to make it 2-0, we all took a big, deep breath. It just felt like 5 runs, you know? You kind of needed that next big hit. And Ian Happ, again, it's not sexy, but he gives you, like, just consistency. He's going to be great in the field. You know he's a Gold Glover, multi-Gold Glover, right? But leading our team in home runs, guys, and the list that Luke just gave, you know, more home runs than Ohtani and all that. He's a good ball player. He's just not a superstar. And I think if we adjust and have our perspective a little different, the hate won't be as much.
Well, good comment here from Barb. Good to see you in the chat. He wins the Gold Glove and he gets on base. That's the thing, is that, yes, Ian Happ is just as streaky as some of the other hitters in the Cubs lineup, but he's always able to raise his floor by getting on base. And that's the part that everyone goes, why is Ian Happ hitting 3rd? Why is Ian Happ hitting 4th? To quote Moneyball, because we're doing the movie thing now,
right.
He gets on base. Like, over his last 7 games, walked into tonight, hitting 143, but was getting on base at a 357 clip. Last 15 games, 229 batting average, getting on base, 431 clip. Last 30 games, 246 batting average, 403 on base percentage. Those are elite on base percentage numbers. It is curious, though, Luke, that this team right now, we talked about it last night, this team right now needs a little jolt of some more slug, a little jolt of some more power. And I'm glad that Ian Happ was able to provide that tonight. I am curious of just like, I'm curious to see how it plays out, because Ian Happ also famously talks about when, like, June hits and it's no longer cold at Wrigley, that's when he really starts kind of like saying, oh, the season is on. This is when I start playing. So I don't know if this is like a hallmark of what his whole season is going to be. I am asking the question, though, is he slightly miscast right now with the high swing and miss, a little bit more of the power numbers? That isn't exactly who Ian Happ has always been as a player, but maybe that's the role that he has to play a little bit on this team right now. So I'm curious to see how that kind of plays itself out. And also, hopefully, to your point, Justin, about the streakiness, hopefully tonight's home run might be a precursor to a hot streak for Ian Happ. Very welcome to see that.
Hot streak, you say. And warm weather, you say.
On the way.
Well, my trusty phone tells me 73, 83, 86 for high temperatures
When?
the next 3 days.
Hello.
This weekend?
73 tomorrow, 83 on Saturday,
Whoa.
86 on Sunday.
Let's ride.
84 on Monday, 75 on Tuesday.
Oh, man.
So I ask you, are you ready to go hot hand, hot weather Happ like Ron wants at the top of the lineup with Nico struggling a little bit? We've all loved Nico at the top of the lineup. He's been their best offensive player this year. We've all loved it. But I've never been against Ian Happ getting moments where they switch out. Somebody's struggling, you move another guy in. I'm not against Bush leading off sometimes when he gets the hot hand. Is this the time, as Ron, our buddy, suggests in the live YouTube chat at the CHGO Cubs YouTube channel, which is tell a friend, tell a neighbor, tell a total stranger. Make sure you subscribe to that. Are you ready against the White Sox starting tomorrow, 73 degrees on the south side? Are you ready to put Happ at leadoff?
I think I'm in the minority on this panel. I don't want to speak for you guys, but no. I'm not. Nico Hoerner, I'm riding or dying with him. We've seen what he looks like when he's hot. We've seen what this offense looks like when he's hot. And I think that he is just the perfect leadoff man for this team. I love the speed. I know today's a bad day to say that he got picked off first. That stunk. But and he's really been in a funk. But Joe, you made points in the past about you don't send down Mo Baller after he's batting. He's in a 2 for 30 stretch. The same reasoning, I keep Nico Hoerner at the top of my lineup. I think he's the perfect leadoff hitter for this team. And yeah, he's going through it right now. But who's to say that warm weather isn't going to heat him up as well? And I think we're just better off when he's at the top and let Bregman and Happ and Bush and those guys just kind of be at a spot where they can drive in more runs and just hit lower in the. I don't know. I'm Nico at the top the rest of the season, but I'd love to hear your answers.
Yeah, look, I'm never against Ian Happ at the top of the lineup. I think it's fine because I just think that he works a good at bat, and kind of what you want out of at least the leadoff spot in the first inning of the game is first and foremost, obviously, you want a guy that's going to get on base somehow. Yeah. Ian Happ has the opportunity and he has the skill level to do it because he's getting on base at a 37% clip right now. The other part about it is you always do like to see, can you get the guy in the leadoff spot to get the pitcher to throw off a little bit more of his repertoire? Can you see the secondary pitch? Can you maybe see the depth on the second or third pitch that a pitcher might have to offer? So I'm okay with that. I asked last night, would a snow globe situation help this lineup? And I'm still asking that question. I still am. I don't know if I'm moving Nico out of the leadoff spot, Justin, because I'm with you. There's something clearly mechanical going on with him. He guessed wrong a couple of times tonight.
He did. Which really frustrated by it, too.
Yeah, we're really frustrated by it. And you can kind of tell he's just kind of sort of missing his pitch. He's taking huge hacks, and they're just kind of popping up, and they're going foul. So it would be something to monitor. I'm probably, if we were to do a shakeup, I'm probably leaning Bush or maybe even Bregman for a stretch at the leadoff spot just to see what that would look like. Because right now, again, we have to find in the 3, 4, 5 area, we either have to find guys that are going to hit for slug a little bit, or can you maybe try and get me a little bit more contact going right now? And so if you move Bregman to the 2, you do want Ian Happ, Suzuki somewhere in that 3, 4 area. Obviously we're going to see right-handed pitchers galore from the Chicago White Sox this weekend. They got Sean Newcomb out at the pen. Not a ton of lefty stuff that they're going to throw after you. So I would anticipate a pretty lefty heavy lineup. And I don't know. I don't know if I'd pull the trigger on Ian Happ at leadoff right now.
I just don't know if that's totally necessary, but I do know that the Cubs offense is not back. Just like you said. Yeah, they need more thump. There hasn't been enough power. There hasn't been enough slug for this offense. Now, that doesn't mean it hasn't been a good offense up until May 14th. It has. But it's still lacking a little bit of the slug that I would like to see. Now, 10 home runs for Ian Happ will get it done in mid-May. I'll take that all year. But obviously, we've been through the other guys that are struggling and sitting there and waiting. Dansby, 2 for 23. Batting a $140 in
He's
May.
looked horrible at the plate.
He's in his cold streak now.
PCA in May, 220 batting average.
Mo Baller, 2 for 41 right now.
2 for 41 Mo Baller. Batting a $150 with a 250 slug. Shohei Ohtani in May. See how I like to make the stats say anything I want him to say?
Can I add?
Ohtani guy's a bum.
He's a bum, dude.
Can I add something about the offense just really quick? I know that we only scored 2 runs, and one of them came via the home run by Ian Happ. But I will say that there was a hint of the Chicago Cubs using some of their speed tonight that I would like to see somehow reincorporated into this offensive mix. If you don't have the guys right now, they're going to hit the ball over the fence on a consistent basis, because honestly, that seems to be just what's going on in the reality of it. Are there ways to get some traffic, and then are there ways to somehow get some of these faster guys on the base paths? It was nice to see Pete steal a base tonight, and frankly, it was nice just to say, look, Matt Shaw did not get the job done, but he had the speed to beat out a ball that allowed a run to come in and score. On the last couple of nights, when runners in scoring position and runners on first and second, we've seen a lot of swing and miss from Bregman and a lot of swing and miss from Seiya. So it's not like it's not the greatest compliment in the world that I'm trying to give to Matt Shaw, but the fact that he was able to make contact, put the ball in the play, and we can use some of our team speed a little bit, it was able to get a run across the board. So they're going to have to try and find different ways right now. And then obviously when they get back to Wrigley Field, just go back to pounding everybody 10-2.
And let me piggyback on Matt Shaw really fast, is that not only did he beat out what could have been a double play, he also had a stolen base today, and I think he made a great cut cutting off a ball in right field that there's no way Seiya does that, So I think that Matt Shaw, he looked not great at the plate, but at least he contributed in other ways. And the same for Dansby Swanson. He looked horrible at the plate, but I mean, his defense is second to none. That play he made at shortstop, at least he's contributing in other ways. You know what you're going to get in the field with him, and I love that because I don't think he's a 170 hitter. I don't think he's falling off a cliff that way. I think the bat will come around, but at least guys that are struggling at least contribute in the field and help your team win.
All right, I'm going to say something after the break that a lot of you are not going to like.
Uh-oh.
Shocking.
It's next on the CHGO Cubs podcast.
Stay tuned. Hear ye, calling all cars, calling all Cubs fans. That's right, it's your local Toyota boy. That's me, that's right. And why do they call me the Toyota boy around the office? It's because my family's been driving Toyotas my entire life. My first car ever, Toyota Corolla. Second car ever, Toyota Camry. Third car ever, Toyota. That's all we drive in the Christopoulos household. And you can too all summer long because they're stylish. They got great size and they're incredibly durable. And right now, Toyota, they want to put the good times back into gear. And whether it is the Camry, the Corolla, or maybe the Tundra, the Tacoma, the 4Runner, if you want some cool available features right now, Toyota's got you covered because they got power tailgates to power your Cubs game days and a trailer backup guide right now. That's Champ of the Ram. Check me out and trust me, you got to check out all the amazing Toyota trucks all summer long so you can find the Toyota truck of your dreams at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places and take it from me, the Toyota boy.
Hey, Omaha Steaks is the proud partner of the Chicago Cubs and Wrigley Field. So 4th of July this year, not just another Independence Day. It's America's 250th birthday. 150 years of Chicago Cubs baseball, and Omaha Steaks is really marking it in a big way. 2 lucky winners getting the ultimate All-American experience, a trip to Wrigley Field. This isn't just a giveaway. It's a once-in-a-250-year celebration operation here. 2 grand prize packages, meeting 2 people and their plus ones with a round-trip airfare to Chicago. 2-night stay in a downtown hotel, 2 tickets to Cubs Cardinals on the 4th of July. One of baseball's biggest rivalries on America's birthday at Wrigley Field. Doesn't get more American than that.
Sign me up.
Winners also get 2 custom Chicago Cubs jerseys, a $100 Uber gift card, a $100 prepaid bank card, and 4 shipments of Omaha Steaks Triple Crown Combo. The celebration continues at home. Sign up at omahasteaks.com/CubsSummer. All right, we're back on the CHGO Cubs podcast presented by Bet365. Winning is everything. And Toyota, let's go places.
Back in the win column. That's where we're going.
2-0 Cubs win, and we are back in the Xfinity Loft. Back in the
every time they get to every time.
You can't play loud noises around old people like that.
Well, y'all didn't see, but during the break, Sarah had us turn that speaker up as loud as you can go. And now it's like
that wasn't for me, but it's loud.
You really
all right,
got that. Woo.
Hey, please hit the like button for us. Hit the old thumbs up here. I see 33 thumbs up. Come on. What do you? They just shut out the Braves.
Let's go.
They shut out the Braves, and we got Crosstown. All right. What aren't you going to like that I have to say?
I can't wait.
Not everybody's going to care. Some won't like it.
Okay, let's hear it.
I don't care if the Cubs get swept by the Sox.
Mm-hmm. You're right. I don't like it at all.
As long as they sweep the Brewers. I don't care about the Sox series almost at all. I do care about the series against the Brewers. So if the slump's going to continue, fine. But it better be over by Monday. That's what I really care about. And here's the other part I know you're not going to like. I'm actually happy for Sox fans that they're relatively relevant. I don't know what else to call them. They're like a 500 baseball team in a bad division. Okay, you know. Mm-hmm. And I saw the the Pope is very excited, and this is all nice. I'm all for it. Listen, I'm a Christian man. I appreciate the Pope. I can look at the Pope and say, that's a man to respect, and I respect the fact that he is sticking with the downtrodden. And the downtrodden is a team that's lost like 400 games in 4 years.
You just talked about the White Sox like they were like your neighbor's, your parents' like daughter who's like going to liberal arts college. You're like, she's good for her. She's acting.
I support her. Sure, she's wasting that degree.
It's a tough business. Yeah, it's a tough business, the AL Central.
I'm happy that they have something that is at least average.
Okay.
Because it makes this more fun.
Yeah.
The last like 4 years, you only got the crazies that were like, oh, we got a chance. The Cubs have won like 9 out of 10 in the series. Only the crazy Sox fans were able to do some sort of, only the Jim Cooks of the world out there have been able to say something about the Sox the last 4 years.
Right.
At least they can say we've got a team and they're playing good baseball. And if somehow they sweep the Cubs, okay, just beat the Brewers. I don't care what the record is the next 3 days. I really don't.
Right. So, Luke, I couldn't disagree with you more. I mean, I love you, and we see eye to eye on a lot of things, but I couldn't disagree more. Listen, I care about a series against the Nationals. I care about a series. I care. These wins mean just as much against the White Sox as they do in the Brewers. Now, yes, the Brewers are in our division, and they are our rivals. We're 1-2 right now. I totally get that. But I would not be okay with getting swept by the White Sox because I think we're a superior team. And that just means that an inferior team has beaten the team that I believe to be better. So I couldn't disagree more. Listen, sweeping is hard to begin with. What I'm expecting, what I want is win 2 out of 3 on the South side, and then you're fired up, you're ready to go against Milwaukee. Yes, I want the Cubs to sweep the Brewers, absolutely. But I do care about this weekend. And also, too, I care about, I don't even really care if the Sox are relevant. Like, I'm not a Sox fan. I don't really have a lot of friends that are Sox fans. Like, that's not my world. I don't really care. I care about my team. And what I don't want is if we do get swept by the White Sox, let's say, I'm going to have people coming out of the freaking woodwork, and my cousin-in-law is the only family member of mine that's a Sox. Oh, man, I don't want to deal with that stuff. I don't want to hear it. We live too close in proximity. I don't want it. These wins matter. For me, this series does matter. Is it our World Series? Absolutely not. But it's a series that I do want to win. It does matter. And then I want to sweep the Brewers. How about that?
Do you care about Sox games that are not against the Cubs, though?
Not at all.
Not
Zero.
at all. Like, they were beating the Royals. Okay,
Could care
great.
less.
Wonderful.
Could care less.
Godfather says, my promise to my dad before he died was that I would never watch a White Sox game, so I won't be watching this weekend.
Even against the Cubs?
Hey, you could watch the watch-along. That wouldn't be watching the game. It would be watching us watch the game, Godfather.
I have one question. Is Nicky Lopez playing for us during the Crosstown series?
Wouldn't that be something?
He's still here.
Wouldn't that be
right?
something, Lou?
He doesn't
Yes,
really play,
that'd be
but-
nice.
He was my favorite White
call
Sox
up Liam
player.
Hendricks just
Now
for the
he's
fun
a
of it.
Cubs player, and I want to see. I
wanna
want
see
to
him?
see the reunion. I want to see it.
That comment by Godfather CHGO just absolutely floored me. Okay.
What did Barb say? Barb had something good, too.
Yeah,
Not why
something-
is Stuckey talking such crazy business? The one, a couple before that, Reinsdorf wants another free ballpark. It's not happening, Barb. We're not going to do it.
It's not happening. Well, I will say in terms of like White Sox fans in the social universe sphere that a lot of people like to follow the trades on, I am happy that they're relevant again because I feel like that they had so little to look forward to with their own team that they almost kind of became insufferable with their hatred for the Cubs.
Yes.
Which I find just to be kind of like unnecessary. And this is a longer conversation for a longer day. I root for both teams, to be honest with you. And frankly, Godfather, like, I know that like your father probably told you a bunch of amazing stuff, but that doesn't mean you have to listen to everything that he says,
No, he's
man.
going to tune into our watch along. Yeah, the
I
watch
don't tell him
along.
how to Cub. If he doesn't want to watch a Sox game, don't watch a Sox game.
But like
Godfather.
hating
You've
on the
been
White
through it.
Sox, hating on the Cubs, I find it to be really like antiquated. But to Justin's point, like I think I want my team to be playing good baseball.
Yep.
I'm really happy that they won today because
Yes.
the last thing that you want is whether they're playing the White Sox tomorrow or whoever it is, you just don't want the snowball effect, right? Like we literally during the 10-game winning streaks on the other side of the fence, we were watching post games of the Brewers and the Mets and the Phillies, and they're just like, well, we're just going to show up tomorrow and hope for the best. Like you don't want to be losing 8 out of 10, guys in the locker room scratching their head, pausing for those couple extra seconds to answer a question because they want to word it just right because there's a lot of frustration going on. I want my team to start playing a little bit better. This is a great opportunity for them to do it. And Luke, I would say that them playing well this weekend would be a good harbinger of possible success against the Brewers and the Astros when they do come back and play in Wrigley the week after. I understand that the next day you're as good as your starting pitcher or the opponent that you're playing, but I do want to see them starting to hit the ball a little bit, right? I don't want to see them lose 4-0 to the White Sox this weekend, right? Because that just means more of these problems are persisting.
The Bransonian says he lied to his father all the time.
That's a great point right there.
Yeah.
I'll ask you this then, and I want to know this from the chat. Rank your top 3 disliked teams in Major League Baseball. As a Cubs fan, who are your 3 teams that you just number 1, can't stand them. Number 2, can't stand them, but it's not as bad as number 1. And then number 3.
Cardinals, Brewers, Dodgers.
Cardinals, Brewers, White Sox for me.
Cardinals, Brewers, White Sox. Mine is Brewers.
So if someone said you had to root for either the Dodgers or the White Sox, you'd rather root for the Dodgers than the White Sox?
I would root for the White Sox. If a World Series happened with the White Sox and the Cardinals, I would root for the White Sox.
That's a great question.
First, I would root for an asteroid.
Right, I was going to say, that's a really good question.
Yeah, that would be so bad for Cub fandom.
Honestly,
that would be the worst scenario.
Brewers, White Sox World Series. I would definitely root for the asteroid.
Can we put that in the chat really fast? Like, chat, answer that question. If it was a Cardinals, White Sox World Series, who are you pulling for? That's a really good question.
White Sox, either one.
But I think we hate the Cardinals more than the Brewers. So I really want to focus.
I've grown in my dislike for the Brewers so greatly in the last few years.
I would love to see some answers on the chat. Guys, Cardinals, White Sox World Series, who are you rooting for? Really fast. Our guy, Bruce Levine. Cubs are leading the White Sox head-to-head, 77-75 in the all-time series since it all began. Cubs have won 13 out of the last 16 times the teams have played. So you're right. 13-16, right?
Yeah, they just owned them.
So don't you want to keep that going though? It would kind of suck to go backwards and get swept like you said.
Listen, I prefer that the Cubs sweep the series. Yeah. I'm just saying, to me, way more important is the Brewers series coming up after. Yeah. Just like for the White Sox, right now, whatever they're doing against the Royals is way more important than what they will do. Like people are talking about, the Cubs series could be what launches this team into this great season. I'm like, well, I would think, sweeping the Royals would be more important than doing something good against the Cubs at home.
Yeah, you would know this probably better than either of us on this panel. Like, I always felt like, in my opinion, the Cubs-White Sox series is this standalone thing, and it rarely has ever, engendered momentum after it happens. Weird stuff happens. There's some 9 to 8 games. It can be entertaining when both teams are at least, have a modicum of relevancy. But I never felt like, if the Cubs swept the White Sox this weekend, I don't think that means that the Cubs are necessarily back. You know what I mean?
No, it wouldn't mean anything.
Momentum is.
If the Cubs win 3 straight games and they're all just baseball games, it's not going to mean anything. Now, if you win 14-0, 3 games in a row, would that make you feel good going into a Brewers series? I'd like for the offense to wake up before the Brewers get here, yes.
If you take 2 out of 3 or you can sweep or whatever, but your offense is back to showing life again, that only bodes well for going into a big series against the Brewers. And Sarah, we have a bunch of comments here about the Cardinals versus White Sox potential World Series. Who would you be rooting for? I like 23 Powderhound saying a work stoppage is what he'd be pulling for.
Before the World Series.
Right.
You know what? We've decided after all, we're going to have a work stoppage.
Ron says, I just wouldn't watch and pretend there's no meaning to life. That's a very tough one. I don't know who I would. I don't know, man. That's tough.
Cardinals, White Sox would be
tough.
Easy. Easy.
You going for the Cardinals?
No. I'm rooting for the White Sox.
I think I dislike the White Sox more than I dislike the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Dodgers haven't done anything wrong. They're playing by the rules.
Yeah, same. And honestly, I've always been a National League guy.
But the Dodgers have been good for the entire century. They've been good since 2000.
Yeah, but the Cubs beat them and then went on to win the World Series.
It's true, and then they lost to them the very next year
that's right.
when they tried to repeat.
That's right.
So I don't like them.
Don't let facts get in the way of the story.
I don't like them.
I just like the Brewers the most, then the Cardinals, and then it's either the Dodgers or the White Sox. Okay, but it's not really the Dodgers. It's not really the White Sox. It's them asking for a free ballpark. It's the part of the fan base that only cares about the Cubs. That's the stuff that bothers me. I've covered the White Sox. I've hosted White Sox postgame live in 2005.
Yeah.
So
it was a good year.
I believe I did some winning games.
It's a good year.
With Belton Bill Melton, one of my favorite people of all time.
Yes.
So I don't hate the White Sox. I really don't hate the White Sox. For me, it's three teams, but it's really two teams. It's the Brewers and the Cardinals, and everybody else is in one pile.
But look, to your original question, just think about how miserable our chat would be and our shows would be if we got swept by the White Sox. People would be jumping off buildings. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want that kind of energy around my team. I don't want to get swept by anybody, and in particular the White Sox. Like, I do think these games matter because they do, but I do think there is something to winning 2 out of 3, winning the series, and the offense showing life again. It only bodes well for the big Monday series against the Brewers.
All right, we're going to take another break here on the CHGO Cubs podcast. When we come back, we'll look at the pitching matchups. We'll talk about what the Sox actually do well, what the Cubs hopefully will do well in that series. It's next on the CHGO Cubs podcast.
Nothing in life is guaranteed, right? Especially for a year, 5 years. Nothing's guaranteed.
Nothing.
That's not true anymore. What if I told you could have reliable and intelligent Wi-Fi? And what if you could keep it the same price for 5 years? That's the Xfinity 5-year price guarantee. Imagine Wi-Fi that makes everything in your home work together, that finds and fixes problems before you even notice them, like super intelligent Wi-Fi with a 6th sense, and lets you stream the game even while my son's upstairs playing his Fortnite, right? All your devices work in a perfect harmony for 5 whole years. And the best part is no annual contracts, no hidden fees, and Xfinity's best equipment included. Take it from me, a lot could change in 5 years. Championships are won. Hopefully. Records are broken, dreams grow bigger, but your Wi-Fi, it should stay the same, reliable, and the price should stay put. Lock in your price and unlock the possibilities with Xfinity. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Select plans only. Restrictions apply.
Hey, new vehicles are in store at Ray Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, and this is your chance to score a great deal at their Declaration of Deals sales event. Head to Ray CDJR on Route 12 today. Choose from a huge inventory of new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram models. And right now, you can get up to $14,000 off MSRP, plus 2.9% financing for 72 months on the new 2026 Ram 1500 Crew Cab. You heard me right. $14,000. Plus, shop over 125 vehicles priced under $20,000. Friendly team of brand experts over there at Ray CDJR. You're going to love your shopping journey. Plus, since they prioritize affordability, the price you see is the price you pay. That's Ray's Price Promise. You can shop confidently. No add-ons, no hidden fees ever. So go check out our partner today. Shop one of the area's largest inventories. Find the right new vehicle for you, then drive home happy as a bird. Don't miss out on the Declaration of Deals sales event for huge savings. More information at raycdjr.com. They've been serving the community since 1963. Back on the CHGO Cubs podcast, live from the Xfinity Loft. We are presented by Bet365. Winning is everything, and Toyota. Let's go places. Craig Brindle jumps in and just sells gasolina.
He looks so good today. He looks so good tonight.
Who was that Big Dave yelling win?
It's Big Dave.
After every Bulls win, we'll play it.
It's a little Bulls.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Craig Brindle, gasolina for Scooble? What say you?
Oh, stop.
Well, it depends on how the Scooble scope.
I'm teasing his phrase, his catchphrase. That's all.
All right, here are the pitching matchups for the White Sox, who are now one game over the 500 mark for the first time since 2005.
My God.
Is that the correct stat?
No, that's not the 2021. 2022,
Close
sorry.
enough.
Don't let the facts get in the way of a good story.
Win and ugly, Luke. Back to you.
All right, we have tomorrow, Friday, and again, we will do a full game watch-along with CHGO White Sox and Sean Anderson. So it'll be the four of us watching the game together. We'll have both chats up, correct? Both chats will be up. I won't read one. Sean won't read the other.
And we're doing this
pretend they're saying nice things about all of us.
Yeah, the loser gets swirlies in the toilet after the game.
We're going to be here just post-game, just Cubs.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're doing the watch-along for Godfather, actually, because he told his dad he would never watch a White Sox game.
Right.
So in this
he's going to
tomorrow
watch
night,
us
he can watch us watch the game. And he kept his promise, but he still gets to know what's going down.
Okay, so that's what we're going to do. Tomorrow is Cabrera versus Burke.
Let's go.
I can't tell you anything about Burke, but I'll tell you this about Cabrera.
I can.
I want him to start pitching like an ace.
Yeah.
Yeah. So on the Cabrera side, first of all, the White Sox have hit more home runs than the Cubs have this year. They got a little more power, but obviously a little bit more swing, a little more swing and miss, a little more feast and famine. For Edward Cabrera, they've talked a lot about his spin rate on the curveball recently. So hopefully there's something that he can maybe maneuver or alter just a little bit, because they have some thump on the left-handed side of the lineup with Colson Montgomery and Munetaka Murakami. When it comes to Sean Burke, easy way Cubs fans just to understand it. They say he throws a heavy ball, which is basically like a 94-mile-an-hour fastball, but it kind of comes on the opposing hitters very heavy.
Like a bowling ball?
But the walk rate's out of control. He's in the 90th percentile in terms of walk rate, as in he walks a lot of guys. So in theory, that should be a good matchup for the Cubs, for left-handed hitters, to get some traffic on the bases and try and out-discipline a young, inconsistent, struggling pitcher like Sean Burke. But Justin, I'm looking at Edward Cabrera.
Yeah.
The last couple starts just haven't been great. It's a long season. I'm happy that he's healthy, but tomorrow would be a good time to see a little bit more of that early season Cabrera than what we've seen of late.
I think his last start obviously was very, very bad, but ultimately, like, he's been really good this year for us, and I'm actually really excited that he's kicking things off for us this weekend, because once Horton went down, we thought Cabrera was going to be the ace, right? I know Shota has stepped up to be the ace, but ultimately Cabrera is one of those guys. So I would love for him to set the tone tomorrow. And, because, listen, I get nitpicky here, but, like, I want game one. It's like you don't want to drop the first game. I know we've done it before and we've been able to come back, but, like, you kind of want that game one, especially going into a hostile South Side environment. And you got the right guy on the mound to do it, And, if Cabrera could be if he could be the guy that we traded for, who he was most this season, I do like our chances tomorrow.
Yeah, you don't have Shota, you don't have Ben Brown, the two guys have been throwing the best. Cabrera is interesting because he has spoken openly about how great Wrigley Field is. He said, number one, best team he's ever played on.
Yep.
Low bar. He was on the Marlins.
True, but it's still a good compliment.
Still nice compliment, right? And he said Wrigley Field is just electric. He can't believe he's pitching in a ballpark like this. Well, this is on the other side of town.
Yeah.
And this will be his first feeling like, is this the postseason?
Right.
Because Sox fans will be going crazy tomorrow because they're a game over 500, and they finally feel like, well, we can watch. we can actually turn our faces towards the field and watch the game. So I'm curious to see how he will react in what will be a pretty fun atmosphere, I think, at the ballpark tomorrow.
A lot of Cub fans, too, I'm sure.
Yes.
So he'll get the both,
It'll be the most full the ballpark will be this year.
Yeah, ever, right. And also, I'll say, too, one more thing, and I know you have a lot to say, Joey, but, like, one more thing. I think it's important also to get ahead early. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think the Cubs have to jump Burke, because ultimately I think that there will be Cub fans there. Give them something to cheer about in the first or second inning and shut the Sox fans up. I think that goes a long way when you're in a hostile environment like the South Side.
Yeah, and Burke's been struggling recently. So, it should be a good opportunity where you're saying to yourself, man, like, what has this road trip been about? A lot, Jack Leiter was fine. They didn't get to him. They could have, but they didn't. Young pitcher. DeGrom was awesome.
Yep.
Sale was really, really good. Grant Holmes has good stuff. Could have gotten to him. Didn't make it happen. So they've seen some good arms. In my opinion, on Friday, Sean Burke isn't exactly like that level of talent in terms of arm. Davis Martin's a different story on Saturday, so I think it's a great opportunity for the Cubs to win on Friday.
All right, tell me about Dean Martin and all his great hits.
Well, ring-a-ding-ding, Daddy-o.
Tyone against Martin on Saturday. Tell me why he's been good this year.
So the easiest way to explain it is Davis Martin has been pretty much a mediocre to middle of the rotation starter throughout the most of his career. This year, however, The command has been a little bit better, but more importantly, the chase rate is way up. The reason for that is he's throwing the sinker and the changeup now better than he ever has before in his life. 94 miles an hour on the fastball, 92 on the sinker, 90 to 91 on the changeup. So the changeup and the sinker are almost identical. And that sinker is diving out of the zone right now, getting heavy chase. And let's be honest, Davis Martin is pitching like an all-star right now. He's pitching like Shota Imanaga right now. That will be a tough matchup. Now, does how he's pitching right now match with what his career has been? No, it hasn't. So can you get to Davis Martin? Absolutely, but it is going to be a tough matchup for a really, really hot pitcher right now.
I feel like also we got the right guy going up against them. Taillon is kind of just, we talked about a steady Eddie, right? Where he's just going to give you, we call him quality start JMO. So ultimately, like, JMO's the kind of guy that I think can keep you in a ball game, and then this guy ultimately when our offense, I feel like an offensive explosion is going to happen. I really do. I feel like, I know it's not a home game, but it's going to feel like a home game in some respects for our Cubbies, right? So I feel like it was a big win today. The plane ride home should be a lot better, and they're coming home, and I think that they say all the right things about this game doesn't matter, this series doesn't matter. It does a little bit more. They're going to feel the energy in the ballpark. So my hot take here is that the offense will start to become more the offense we saw earlier in the year. And I don't really care who's pitching for the White Sox, because when the Cubs bats are hot, it's going to be a problem.
Just really fast. Taillon versus Murakami on Saturday.
I'm just going there. You've got $500 in your pocket. Yes. $500 of your own money. You have to place a bet.
Yeah.
Are you placing $500 on Mooney to hit a home run off Taillon, or are you placing $500 against no home run by Mooney against Taillon? Anybody else get a homer off of Taillon? Just Mooney. $500.
I like my chances. I like my chances of a Murakami home run.
You do.
And as long as it's a solo shot,
That's the thing.
I can live with it.
You're probably only talking about 3 chances at it.
Yeah.
You're probably only talking about 3 chances to hit this home run, and I'm saying $500, and you're going to take the guy to him. I'm not disagreeing with it.
11 home runs in 40 innings, so 11 home runs out of about 120 outs so far. That's about a 10 to 12% ratio of him giving up a home run.
So I'm gonna
slice that up.
I'm gonna go the opposite. So Luke, you break the tie. I think JMO is gonna have a good scouting report. He's a veteran. He knows what he's doing. He's got good stuff. I think that he does not hit a home run off JMO. What do you think?
I think Taillon pitches a great game, and Mooney hits a home run off of him.
As long as it's solo, I'm fine with it.
That's what
first
I
inning,
think
whatever.
It might be the only run that Taillon gives up.
I'm fine with it.
Is whatever that home run is.
Yep.
All right. Colin Ray against Fetty in the finale. What a showdown that will be.
We've seen Fetty get rocked.
That's runs.
We're lucky to have 2 TVs here when Sean's watching. Every time Fetty's pitching, he's getting rocked, right? So that's I know Colin Ray is on the depth chart, he was number 7. Now he's number 5. But I still like my chances. Colin Ray over Eric Fetty. Just like I do all weekend. I think it's going to be a good weekend for us.
Yeah, if you want to bet the over on the run line on Sunday, that Sunday's probably the day to do it, to be honest with you. Eric Fetty's just a guy. You should be able to get to him. He's been a little shaky the last couple starts. I think 2 starts ago he got destroyed by the Angels. He's a guy that's not going to blow you away with fastball or anything like that, so that should be a good matchup for the Cubs. And on the other side, Colin Ray. Let's see. I'm interested to see a little bit from Colin Ray. The White Sox do have some lefties that could give him some problems, like Antonacci. We already mentioned Murakami. We mentioned Colson Montgomery. That has been an issue for Colin Ray. And the big thing with that, too, is, I know we run numbers all the time, but one of his pitches is that slider and is that cutter. He has a hard time throwing both those pitches to left-handed hitters because it goes right into their swing path. So it kind of limits how he can attack guys. And all of a sudden, he is just throwing fastball. Guys can sit on it. Then lefties can hit him. So that'll be interesting to see. And frankly, I'm not going to freak out if Colin Ray got rocked on Sunday, but I would anticipate there'd be some runs scored on Sunday. That'd be my guess.
Craig Brindle in live YouTube chat says, Luke, with the double solo cups.
Nice.
Always in tune with the youth. This is what we call a mini cup snake.
It is.
Luke, what's in your cup?
Water.
Oh, okay.
And it was just because I didn't have the strength to separate
them. No, he had 2 waters, and he's just stacking them.
So you're saying he's hydrated.
Stacking hydration.
All right, guys, predictions. I'll go first. My prediction is the Cubs win 2 out of 3. I think it's going to be tough to sweep The Sox are a better team than they were earlier in the year.
One game over 500.
Right. I say a good team. They're a better team than they were earlier. So I think it's going to be hard to sweep. I say Cubs 2 out of 3.
Joey?
Yeah, 2 out of 3 feels pretty good. I'm going to roll with that. I was leaning sweep.
Really?
I really was, because I just think
Cubs?
Sweep for the Cubs. I just really like our matchup on Friday and Sunday. Saturday's more of the toss-up game, but Tyone's been pitching really well, so I think we can get it done every single day, but I think 2 out of 3 is pretty safe.
I'm going to say it quick. We're going for a sweep.
All right,
Sweep
Sarah.
the
I
love
Sox.
it.
Cubs sweep.
I love
Keep it
it.
rolling.
Luke.
Cubs sweep.
Whoa, there
There
we
you
go.
Thanks for checking out the CHGO Cubs podcast. Back for the live watch along
Tomorrow.
tomorrow night for the game. See you then. Until then, thanks for watching. Cubs win 2-0. Fly the W.
We all silly like the mayor.